Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Lambert. And now that we are post LVN Experience 2023, it's time to start talking about LVNx 2024. So, we wanted to bring in two of the big players planning next year's conference. So, Cassie Verdovic from Paul Hastings and Aaron Boersma from Google. Cassie and Aaron, thank you for letting us shine the spotlight on you this month.
Hey, Greg, I feel like we didn't have much of a choice, but here we are.
Well, no
That's
good
fine.
deed goes unpunished, right? Right, Aaron?
That is exactly right, Greg, and it's great to be with you this morning.
Thanks. So I know we just wrapped up LVNx 2023 and the conference there went great, but already the two of you are prepping for the 2024 LVNx experience. So Cassie, let me ask you, what are some of your plans over the next 11 months to prep for 2024?
Sure. So Greg, we set the bar pretty high. So for those of you that were in attendance at LVNx 2023, it was amazing. It was electric. There was just a ton of people, a ton of networking, great content. So Aaron and I, as co-chairs of next year's event, we've got our work cut out for us. We've already had one meeting with our conference committee to debrief right after the event. We've got another one planned in the next week where we're actually going to look at the data and analytics that our team has been hard at work to compile following the September event. And we're really just going to be off and running, trying to make sure that this is the event of 2024 and that it's as relevant to our audience as it can possibly be.
It sounds like a legal ops and pricing person would go straight to the data and the analytics of the previous events to prep for next year. So that is right on brand for I think for this event. Aaron, what are some of the things that members could do to help you and Cassie set up LVNX between now and the event?
Yeah, no, thanks, Greg. There's a host of ways that you can get involved in LVNX for 2024. One of the big ways is what will be our call for ideas that is actually going to come through towards the end of this year and then the start of 2024. What makes our community so great is our people who really are at the forefront of what it looks like to just build law firms into businesses and to help legal departments really scale and grow, their company's core business. And so one of the main pieces is really leaning on our audience to understand where do we want to go? What does it look like for us to innovate together? And our call for ideas is a really key part of that. Another way that you can be involved in LVNX and even just LVN more broadly is just for volunteering. There's a host of ways that you can do so that can be found on the LVN website to get plugged in. And it's just leaning in with our community. We are always excited to have volunteers, folks with great ideas. And, if there's anything specific, you can always reach out to either myself or Cassie to talk about ways that you can get involved in this conference. We feel that we are on the forefront of what it looks like to innovate our space. And frankly, we want everybody to be a part of it.
So the key is to make sure that they take your phone calls or answer your emails, right? That's what it really boils down to.
That's exactly it.
So Cassie, if for anyone who may not have attended any of the previous LVNX events, what's some of the value that you promote that the audience receives by attending the conference?
Yeah, sure, Greg. I think there's a few things, and Aaron said it best. The number one thing is the community. I think we're over 1,600 members in the LVNX community now, and that includes people from law firms, service providers, and in-house roles. We've got people at all levels just entering their careers, all the way up to the C-suite. And so I think we've got this really unique opportunity just to bring people together. And we had somewhere around 320 or so people that came to LVNX in Chicago last month. So I think that's just an amazing opportunity that you're not going to get anywhere else. And then the second would be content. I think we have industry experts, subject matter experts that are coming together with their ideas and they're proposing them. We've got a great group of people who work on planning the conference, tons of volunteers behind the scenes, and we really do this for the community that we live and work in. And I think that's something that really sets us apart. And then, of course, we have great service providers. We have great energy and a lot of fun. This year we had 2 magicians come, and they were actually really, really cool. And it just had, the whole conference had a really, really great feel and presence and energy. And Greg, I mean, we were there together having a lot of fun.
Yep. Yeah, I can confirm that there was lots of fun to be had. So, Aaron, as someone at a corporation, what's the value that in-house teams can get by attending LVNx?
There's so much value that in-house teams can get from LVNx. LVNx is a really unique environment that those who really help the law firm run like a business to really collaborate with their in-house counterparts in a way that you're not necessarily going to find in any other venue. A place where you can really start to understand one another, whether it's very simple things like my outside counsel guidelines, like why do these things matter, right? And even down to we need to get to commercial terms with a law firm, and it's really helpful to sit down with practice management folks, pricing directors, legal project management directors, and really understand how do we work together to get better results for our organization. LVNx has been a critical part of my career, certainly at Google, and has allowed me to, frankly, generate better results for our organization, something that I have been incredibly proud of. And I think there's so much untapped value for legal departments to really, really be involved in this community. And so something we're really excited about going into 2024 is what we're going to be able to offer our legal department colleagues. And there's some really, really exciting opportunities ahead for just greater collaboration across our ecosystem.
Great. Well, let me ask you, do you have a theme set up for LVNx 2024 that's going to guide you between now and the event?
Well, now, Greg, you're getting a little bit ahead of yourself here.
I thought I might be.
We have lots that will be announced very, very soon. But I can tell you overall what we started to see at LVNx in 2023. And I think generative AI is probably, a good kind of marker, is we're seeing the emergence of technology in the way that law firms and legal departments are starting to operate. Now, cool technology is cool technology, but what's even bigger than that is we saw all of these organizations saying, how do we fundamentally think different about the way that our organizations operate? That is what is getting us really excited about 2024, is that we have so many organizations that are in this posture of how do we innovate? How do we continue to get better? And so what you can look forward to for LVNx 2024, it is really leaning into how can we continue to move the ball forward in our industry? And we could not be more excited about that.
And Greg, I'll piggyback for a second. There will definitely be substantive themes, but to Aaron's point on generative AI, when our call for ideas came out last year, generative AI was not yet buzzy, and it wasn't really woven throughout the call at all. And anybody who attended our program last month saw that the content was everywhere, of course, because it's relevant. And so our themes for the conference will continue to evolve as we get towards that period, so that those who do attend next September know that they're actually going to hear about and talk about all of the things that are most relevant and important to them. And then we do fun themes too. So from our first conference kind of being the culmination of the road trip efforts to this year being where the magic happens. So you can expect that we'll have something fun in store for you next year as well.
Awesome. Well, Cassie and Aaron, thank you very much for being on the LVN Spotlight this month. I know we're all looking forward to the LVNx 2024.
Thanks, Greg. Can't wait.
Yeah, thanks, Greg.